Our final selections for the term will be taken from the 14th century English poem called The Pearl. The currently unknown author of this mystical journey is also credited with composing the better known and, for students of medieval English literature, more frequently taught poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Both poems feature rich imagery and can be said to have a heavily allegorical component, and so our focus will be on that aspect of this most beguiling and otherworldly dream vision. In this presentation, you'll see passages from many informative resources, including a few from a wonderful article by Joe Livingstone from the June 2016 edition of the New Yorker magazine. Please pause and review each slide as appropriate to get a full grasp of this poem's power and enduring impact. You'll also find no shortage of online resources available to help explain this poem, some of which are linked on your D2L content page within the Week 15 checklist. To begin, here's a basic overview of the poem, which features a grieving parent ruminating over the loss of a child and processing that loss in a dream vision. The imagery of Pearl in all its forms is quite rich. It features detailed description of plants and catalogs of gemstones, verdant scenes of nature, and ephemeral visions of a glowing and gauzy afterlife. Beyond its stature as a dream vision, however, it is also a quest narrative as explained here. In his grief, the speaker seeks reunion with his lost daughter, a goal that ultimately proves futile as he realizes that his daughter exists in a more ethereal and otherworldly realm that is inaccessible to the speaker as a living human being. As explained here, the poem's strongly allegorical content would be familiar to an educated and literate medieval readership. They would also likely be familiar with the poem's heavily biblical orientation, and in that world the idea of progress towards the New Jerusalem would also have strong currency. Please take a moment to review the multiple themes expressed on this slide, which also quotes from the Livingstone article referenced earlier. And yet, as explained here, despite some basic and familiar narrative threads and also some familiar tropes and symbols, the poem is also an intensely layered piece, and additional meanings emerge with a close consideration of the work as a whole. The Pearl, a trope rich in symbolism throughout the corpus of medieval literature, is also conflated with the speaker's lost daughter, and so becomes both a reminder of his loss and a symbol of the uncorrupted perfection that she embodied as one so sinless and innocent who passed so young. Here's an alternative explanation taken from a different online resource. Please note the particular range of meanings that reside in the symbolism of the New Jerusalem, which dovetails into the speaker's elegiac treatment of his lost daughter. On the whole, the poem portrays the process of grief and the grace and transcendence that emerge out of the ashes of that painful experience of loss, and we are in the end comforted to see the speaker emerge secure in the knowledge of his daughter's residence in those heavenly realms. This concludes our presentation, both for today and for the semester as a whole, and I hope you found these introductions and the literature that we've read to be engaging and satisfying to review. For a final time, then, I'll thank you for your interest and attention and wish you best of luck for the ending of the term and in the times beyond it. Thank you for listening.